Hello, everybody. Don Helgeson here from the PC Tribe, Prostate Cancer Tribe, coming to you live from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Today's edition of the PC Warrior Live is coming to you at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and we are just waiting for Michael C. from New Jersey to join us. Michael's a 64-year-old from New Jersey who was diagnosed with prostate cancer 3 years ago, and we've gotten to know him over the last few months since he joined. I see you're on here, Michael, and hopefully I can get you here. Michael joined the tribe back and know him through meetings on the oh, there you are, Michael. We've been getting to know him through the meetings on Zoom, and about 2 months ago, hey, there you are, Michael. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you perfectly. Fantastic.
Okay.
So, Mike, good. So I was just doing a brief introduction. We tried this a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, we couldn't get hooked up, but we did a trial run yesterday and we got you going. And so I'll just continue a bit more with the introduction. So Michael joined the tribe back at late 2021, and he contacted the administrators of the group, indicating that he'd be interested in telling his story. We've done this with a few different gentlemen on the group. And as I said, we tried 2 weeks ago, and we tried about 4 or 5 different tries, just couldn't get him connected. In the meantime, we've done some troubleshooting behind the scenes, and here we are. So it's super great to finally get a chance to talk to you. I know we've talked a little bit behind the scenes and a bit during Zoom, but I'm super looking forward to getting to know you more and to hear more about your story. And maybe you can start us off a little bit about telling us about yourself, your family, and what's brought you to the PC tribe.
Okay. The only problem is I can't see myself. I can see myself in the background because I got the comments blocking me, but that's okay. As long as you guys can see me, I'm good with it. You know.
We got
You know?
you. Yeah, we could definitely see you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway. Yeah. I'm 64 years old. Born and raised in a town called Bayonne, New Jersey, which is in the shadows of New York City. If I had to drive from Bayonne to New York, it would probably take me 10 minutes. That's it. I just go to New Jersey Turnpike through the Holland Tunnel, and I'm there. So my parents were immigrants from. My father was born in Poland. My mother in Germany. They met during the war sometime in World War II. I have an older brother. I have six. There's 6 of us in the family. My older brother and sister were born in Germany. I'm the first generation in my family born here. Okay, I'm married. I'll be married 39 years this month. I have 2 children. I have a daughter that's 37. She's married, and I have a son who's 34, and he's off living by himself. Wow, what else? What got me here?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
A place that none of us really want to be, but now that we're here, bring it on,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
I know. Well, it started about a little over 3.5 years ago, October. Actually, it started before that. Let's just say around August to September of 2018. Um, I started having pains in my leg, my left leg, and stuff like that. My thigh, my down my leg and stuff. And me diagnosing myself, I just thought it was I needed to get my left hip replaced because 10 years, no, about 7 years prior, I had gotten my right one replaced and I had the same pain. So I figured, okay, it's got to be that. So I went and got it checked out, and they took x-rays and everything else. And the doctor, yeah, you need a hip replacement or whatever. And I said, okay, let's set it up. And they set it up for October 16th, I think it was, of that year. But even before that, like the 2 months, I just wasn't feeling right. I knew something was wrong. You know, being like the rest of it, being a man, it'll be okay. I'll get through it or whatever. Um, and but anyway, so I was going to go on with the hip replacement surgery, and so 2 weeks before that, I started pre-op testing and everything. I did blood work and everything else. And but one day I woke up, my left calf was sore. I was like, okay, it swelled up and stuff. I'm like, what the hell is this? What's going on? So I went to do some pre-op testing, and when I was in the hospital, I told them about it, and they checked my calf, and they did an ultrasound. They said I got a blood clot. Okay, so they put the surgery off, put me on blood thinner. I went home. I remember exactly when it was. It was a Friday night, just a couple days before the 16th, whatever the date was. And I started taking that, and surgery was canceled. And then Tuesday, October 16th, I was taking a shower, and I passed out in the shower. I didn't really pass out. I like fainted. I felt it coming. I was like, oh shit, this ain't good. And I just went down. I didn't I don't know. I just went down. I got up, and it scared the living shit out of me because I had no idea what the hell was going on. And I told my wife, I said, I just, fainted, whatever, in the shower. I said, we got to go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital. We went to the hospital, which is, right up the road for me. And they started doing testing and everything else. And I didn't know what the hell was going on. I had no idea. My wife knew it that night because the emergency room doctor had told her. After the blood work, he knew what was going on, and he told her, but she didn't tell me anything. The next morning, October 17th, I got a visit from, a couple doctors came in, the vascular doctor, pulmonary, a couple other ones, and I went to all kinds of tests, and then CTs and CAT scans, whatever. And then that next morning, the oncologist came in, and he said, you have metastatic prostate cancer. He says, normal PSA is like let's just say 4 and under. Mine was over 3,000.
Wow. 3,000.
3,000.
Incredible.
Like, holy crap. I knew, like I said, I knew something was up before then. Prostate cancer was the furthest thing from my mind. It really was. I didn't know what was going on. I knew something was up. It wasn't just my hip. And I can remember a couple of weeks before I had like this pain in my thigh. It was like, oh my God! I came this close to going to the hospital because it hurt so bad. And then I found out after I was diagnosed that one of the symptoms is intense thigh pain, which I didn't know anything about. So anyway, he told me that's what I had, metastatic prostate cancer, stage 4. Like I said, my PSA was over 3,000. I had to get a biopsy the next day to make sure that they had to verify it that it was prostate cancer, and that was the 3rd day in the hospital, and then that's what it was. He verified it. He came in and told me we're gonna, from the beginning. He told me we're gonna treat this aggressively. He says, and we're gonna take care of you. That's what he told me, and I trusted him. I believed him. I mean, I was in shock. I had no idea. I mean, I knew some things about prostate cancer. I was the type of guy that didn't go to doctors unless I had to. Like 10 years before that, or a couple of 8 years, whatever it was. I didn't feel well for like a couple of days. I was like, what the hell's going on? I felt like kind of dizzy and I ended up going to an urgent care, and they took my blood pressure, and I was like 290 over like 150, some crazy thing. So I ended up in a hospital for a night then too. I just didn't take care of myself. But after that, I started taking care of that, but I didn't take care of other things. My father had prostate cancer, but it wasn't bad. They caught it early. They implanted the radiation seeds in him, and he lived on for a couple of years. I mean, if prostate cancer didn't kill him, it was something else. He ended up having a stroke and stuff like that. My mom died of cancer at 63. She had breast cancer, and it ended up spreading. And it went to her. It went to her back and everything. It was. My mom went through a lot of shit, a lot of surgery, and she was bedridden the last couple of years of her life. And but she, 63 years old. I mean, that was crazy. It was too young.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
for sure.
um, but I didn't think of any of this stuff. I just, you know, it's not going to happen to me. You
Yeah.
know, it's not going to happen to me. Um, but anyway, I came home. I came home on a Friday. No, it was a Thursday. I got out of the hospital. It was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I was in there. My kids were with me. My daughter was in a room, and my son-in-law, and my son wasn't there. But and my wife, when the doctor told us that that I had cancer, and I was just totally in shock. I looked at them, and I could see the look on their faces, man. I can still remember it, man. It was like, oh shit. So I had no idea what the hell was going on, what was going to happen. But I got out that Thursday. That Friday is when I went, and this is my first treatment I went for. I got a shot of Lupron. I got a shot of Exjuba. And he gave me a card. He said, piece of paper. He said, call this number. It was for the Zytiga. And I got that. And he started me on it that day, that Friday. That was October 19th. And in November, when I went back to him on November 9th, my PSA was down to 201.
Oh, wow, what a drop.
Yeah, you know. And then I went back again the end of November, and it was down to 63. I was like, wow, yeah, something's working here. So
Yeah.
I'm listening to this guy, whatever he's.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
it's funny. I had no idea anything about prostate cancer. I had no idea, even though my father had it. But it was, like I said, he caught it early, and he was okay. So I had no idea about it.
Yeah.
They also put me on prednisone, you know. Um, so I started doing my own research, a little bit about prostate cancer, little things, but I still didn't know anything about it. And I was in shock. Until I think it was December, I went to the vascular doctor to get my calf checked out and stuff like that for the blood clot. That's also they put me on blood thinners um, and I still didn't know what was going to happen. I still didn't know. I was just like, this is crazy. This ain't happening. And he sat me down and he sat me down on his stool and he sat down in front of me and he just started talking to me. He gave me like a little pep talk and he said, listen, you can get through this. You're a strong person. Whatever he said, he got me through it. And I left his office that day and I said, you know what? I want to live. I want to live. I don't want, I'm not going to die. I got too much going on, too much to live for and stuff like that. And I tell him every time I see him, I thank him for that because he got me out of my funk that I was in or whatever it was,
Yeah.
And then by December, my PSA was down to 2.75.
Wow. I know,
Don't
it's
ask
awesome.
don't ask me how. I was like, I'm not questioning it.
Mhm.
So that's what my treatments were. It was monthly Lupron shots. It was monthly Exjuva, my Zytiga every night, my prednisone every day, and every time I went to the oncologist, I had blood work done. So yeah, a lot of other stuff is off, and it still is. My hemoglobins were low; they were down to 9. Um, I thought I wasn't bleeding internally. Um, I went for a colonoscopy and an endoscopy, and the doctor didn't find anything. He told me I'll see you in 10 years. So,
Yes, you
whatever.
will.
Yeah, I think I learned my lesson.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, so it kept going on, and then you know, I I needed to do something because I was just I continued to work a lot through this. I took 2 weeks off because I didn't know how the medicines were going to react. I didn't know how it was going to be. I took 2 weeks off to see how the medicines was going to affect me and stuff like that. But I ended up going back to work. And then I had to be, I think it was January of 2019. I started looking on Facebook and I started finding these cancer groups, and I found the metastatic prostate cancer groups. And I remember somebody posting something about a Live Strong program, you know, and I was like, wow, what the hell is this? And I looked it up. It's a lot of YMCA's do it. Local YMCA's, they do it. It's for people with cancer or who have survived cancer and stuff. And it's a 12-week free program. And you go to the YMCA and they start you on this program. It's everything from yoga to meditation. You start doing cardio, so you become a member of Y. Um, Basically, 12 weeks. You can do whatever you want. You can go there, but you follow this program too, and it's twice a week. And it was an hour and a half. It was each. I remember it was Tuesday and Thursday, and so I started doing that, and then I got into therapy because I needed
Yeah.
somebody to talk to,
Yeah.
you know. And I started feeling better. I started feeling a little bit alive, And I can remember that first year, man. It was like I really felt alive. It's weird because I have
Yeah.
this disease. I have fucking cancer that's gonna kill me. But
Hmm.
yeah, and I wanted to do anything I could that first year to get through that first year to
Yeah.
hit the 1 year mark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And uh, and I did, and it was such a relief, man. I was like, I made it 1 year. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Because right from the beginning, I didn't know. There's two things I didn't know. I never got a Gleason score. I didn't know anything about a Gleason score. I remember going to the doctor's office one day, and I had to fill out some paperwork, but I think it was either for the genetic testing or something. And they asked me what my Gleason score was. I said, I don't even know what a Gleason score is.
Okay.
This was a couple of months, in. And then I asked the doctor afterwards. I said, "Listen, doctor, what was my Gleason score?" He said, "Don't even worry about it. As bad as your cancer was," he said, "don't even worry about a Gleason score."
Okay.
That's what he told me. Okay. So anyway, but I started to learn more about the disease, like I said, through the metastatic prostate cancer group and other ones. And I can remember the first guy that really like friended me. He sent me a thing to on Facebook was Alexander from England. I don't know, a lot of guys, the older guys, they know who he passed away. Man, God rest his
Okay.
soul. And and he friended me on Facebook, and he told me, he sent me a thing, join a group called, there's so many good members in here. There's a lot of good stuff, and that's what I did. Um, and it was a couple other ones,
Mhm.
I tried to find a cancer support group around here, but I couldn't.
Mhm.
I couldn't. I tried to find a prostate cancer group. I figured at the hospital they would have one or the other. They didn't have any. I'm like, damn, this is crazy, you
Mhm.
know? Well, anyway, it got, things. So I just kept going on. I kept going. I did the Live Strong. I was doing strength training. I was doing cardio. I felt better. Um, like I said, I was going to the doctor every month. In July and August of 2019, the doctor decided he wanted to try some immunotherapy. So I ended up getting a Prevenge. And at the time, my PSA was 0.25. That was in July of 2019. And
Okay.
and I did it. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, the worst part was I don't have good veins. I take
Mhm.
after my mom, and they had to put in whatever the hell that's called, the port. I had to get a port put in, and that thing was more of a pain in the ass than anything because I couldn't take a normal shower. I had to cover it. I couldn't. I had to stop going to the gym. I couldn't, because I had this thing hanging on me, on my chest. But I did the Prevenge. It went well. You don't know if it's working. They don't tell you. I remember reading about it, and they told me, yeah, it's going to add 3 or 4 years to your life. I'm like, 3 or 4 years, whatever. But the thing with me was, at the beginning or anytime. I've never heard a prognosis from the doctor. I don't want to hear a prognosis. I don't want to know because I don't think anybody really knows how long you can live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just wanted to do everything I could possible to help me get through this. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I started going to a nutritionist, trying to eat the right things. Like I said, I went to therapy. For me, a big thing was I I'm a recovering alcoholic and a drug addict, and
Okay.
it's been over 30 years I've been sober. And
Good for you.
I used to I went to a lot of AA meetings, and that helped me. And so I started going to them too. So between the therapy and the why and the nutritionist and going back to meetings and talk, I just felt so good. I really did. I felt good. It's the ride has been pretty. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying it's easy. Believe me, it's not because like especially with the side effect with the loop run and everything, I had no idea what the hell was going on at the beginning. I had no idea. Um, night sweats, the hot flashes. I had no idea. I'm saying, what the hell is going on with me, man? This is crazy. Because the doctors don't tell you. They'll put you on this stuff, but they don't tell you everything that's going to do to you.
Yeah.
I remember laying awake one night, like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, damn, I can't sleep. I'm wide awake. What the hell's going on? So I started Googling all this stuff I was taking, and I found out prednisone could cause insomnia. So I was
Oh,
taking it like after dinner. I was taking it
yeah.
after dinner. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's what. And then I stopped taking it, and I started taking it in the morning, and it helped. You know, so I've been finding out a lot. I've been learned a lot, and since let's see, January of 2021, so it's a little over a year and whatever. My PSA has been on its low. It's been 0.02 since then, and I'm
Awesome.
still on. I'm still on the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes I come to this group and I hear like all you guys, like and I hear what they've gone through and between surgeries and chemo and radiation, and I've been on this same thing, this Lupron. I'm off the exterior because
Okay.
I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I'm taking Lupron and Zytia. That's it. I still go. I
Okay.
get it every month. My Lupron. I take blood work every month. Um, the Extreva I had to stop because well, I ended up one of the side effects of the Extreva is it can cause necrosis of the jaw.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Yeah.
Yes, you got necrosis of the jaw.
Yeah.
So, as a matter of fact, I went today. I had to go to New York today, New York City. I had to go to see a specialist, and I'm gonna have to get some surgery done, and that's down the road in July. Because he told me he wasn't a rush, but I would get it done sooner. But I have hip. Remember the hip that started all this? Well,
Yeah.
this Tuesday, I'm finally getting a hip replacement.
Oh, that's why we wanted to make sure we got this done before Tuesday.
So it's like, it's like I got this cloud that's above my head, a dark cloud that follows me around. It seems like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I ended up getting necrosis. Right now I don't
Can,
have to.
can you explain to everybody what that is?
Yeah, it kills the bones in your jaw. You know, he looked in there today and it's not there anymore. I don't have. You wouldn't know, but I don't have teeth on the bottom.
Okay.
I have because my dentist, he's oral surgeon. He had to pull the teeth and everything, and what was weird is the treatments I had to go through was I had to get a PICC line put in my arm, and I had to give myself an IV every day for 7 weeks, every day for 7 weeks, and then I had to go for 30 days. 5 days a week, I had to go lay in a hyperbaric oxygen chamber for an hour and a half a day. Um, And that's like going, if you ever been scuba diving, they take you, you go down 2 levels.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever, and it didn't go smooth either for me because my ears, there was problems with
Uh,
my ears. I had to go to the ear doctor, and she had to put tubes in, like when little kids get tubes put in,
yeah.
and, I had to get the tubes put in. After that, it was smooth sailing. So I finished that. They say everything is good now, except there's still some dead tissue in there. Um, but this is just the necrosis kills the bones, and so
Okay.
it's a bad infection. And if you don't uh, get rid of it or kill it or whatever, it can spread and it could go wherever you can get. So I'm glad we got it taken care of. It's not done with yet,
Yeah.
but I'll never be on Exgiva or any of them bone straightening drugs anymore. But what I found out um, is that the Exgiva stays in your body for years anyway, and that's something my oncologist told me because I was afraid. Here I'm doing good. I'm taking the Lupron, I'm taking the Exgiva, the Zytiga, and then I have to stop the Exgiva. I'm like, oh shit. I asked him, hey, nice shirt, man. I got this.
Yeah, I just noticing the sun is blaring on me here. I'm actually in my vehicle right now. Sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah, I can
um,
tell. I can tell.
the my mother-in-law is in the hospital in Victoria, and we've been here with her, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so I'm actually thankful for the break to come out to the vehicle and chat with you. So, but the sun was blaring on me. I was like, I look like a ghost in the camera. So, anyways, continue, please. Sorry for interrupting.
Okay. All right. So anyway, yeah. So it stays. He told me, don't worry. I told him, isn't this going to be a problem? I don't have Exgiva. I'm not getting the shots anymore. He said, no, no, no. You got my oncologist told me, don't worry about it. You have plenty in your body. I said, okay.
Hmm.
And that's what the doctor told me today. I found out today too that it stays in there. It could. Um, and it's funny because you think about it. I mean, this is a drug that's supposed to help you and everything else, and it causes something else. But I guess the good outweighs the bad. You know what it is. Um, but um, but anyway, I mean that's where I am in my journey. Another big milestone for me was getting past the age of 63 because that's when my mother passed away,
Yeah, that
and
makes
um,
sense.
and I needed to get past that too. And but Yeah, I mean, I can't complain. I really can't complain.
Yeah.
I've been going through some things lately, the last couple of months. I get a lot of aches and pains, a lot, between my hip. My knees have been killing me. But I went to the vascular doctor yesterday. He checked me. He said that my everything's good. Some nights I can't sleep because my legs, I get like restless legs, and but he did an ultrasound yesterday. He said, no, everything's good. Your veins are good. The arteries are good. Everything is good. I got more doctors now than I mean, since I got this, I have a pulmonary guy. I have the vascular guy. I have the gastro guy. I got infectious disease guy. I have a doctor for every little thing that goes wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it took for me to get stage 4 prostate cancer to start taking care of myself.
You know what's
And
interesting, Michael, is that I think Tracy Morgan has talked about this before. He his YouTube channel, the Mohawk Mission, was initially called "I Choose Cancer," and he tells a similar story about how it took cancer for him to start living some of his life. And so he says, "I chose cancer," and I hear that from so many people. And that you're saying the same thing: is that you realize what you have to do, and you're looking after yourself more, and you realize that your life is short, and there's things you have to do. And I'm hearing that from you. A question that came up, I was thinking as you're going now. Now, did you even know what PSA was before you found out you had a PSA of 3,000?
I heard about it. I knew it had to do with your I remember going to Yankee games, and I remember them like certain games they would have like get your free PSA test here and stuff
Really?
like that,
Yeah.
you know. And I thought about it, but I said, nah, you know.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but I didn't know what it was about. But like I said, I never had, I used to get blood work done all the time from my cardiologist, because I'm on medication for high blood pressure and stuff. So, but PSA never came up. You know what I mean? The first person that brought it up, it's funny, is my nutritionist. because she would go over with me, whatever, and this and that, and then she would go over my blood work, and then she'd say, you know what, next time tell your doctor to give you a PSA test.
Yeah.
All right, but that was right before I got the cancer, so
Yeah.
I never, but
Yeah.
another strange thing that happened too is on my job they offered back then, it was probably beginning of 2018, they offered supplemental insurance like through Aflac, and it was like disability and cancer and this and that, and for whatever reason I took out a cancer policy. I don't know why I chose cancer. Maybe, I don't know, I don't know. And then later on that year, I was diagnosed with it, and it helped me out because just for so now it's been 3.5 years, but for the 3 years, for my initial diagnosis, I got so much money from then. For each treatment I got, immunotherapy, I got all this money back and stuff like that. Not that I put a lot of money out because I haven't, the insurance I have is like, forget it. But I don't know why I took out a cancer policy. I'm like, this is crazy. Why the hell would I have done that? But
well, it's good that you
yeah,
did.
it's just
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, and then the reason I asked that is that I know I've mentioned it before in the group. I didn't know what a PSA was until I was told I had a high PSA. I mean, maybe I'd heard it before, but I never even put two and two together. And I think that's one of the things that as a group, we talk about is that we're trying to get that message out so that men are not finding out what a PSA is when it's too late. And you mentioned your mother having breast cancer. I mean, I'm sure you know a ton about breast cancer. I mean, we all do. We hear about it all the time. And I'm actually happy to hear that you're saying that the Yankees had something going on about getting your PSA done, because those are the types of things that we need to get out into the general population to spread the word. And because let's face it, people, like if you were a young man, I was a young man, people need to know this. They need to know to get checked, and we need to take away the stigma of it. You talked also about social media being an important part of your journey as well. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got to the tribe?
Well, I was a part of like I said, the metastatic prostate cancer group. So a lot of the guys, Tracy was in it, all them guys, everybody there. And then I was around when Tracy started the PC tribe, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to, of course, become part of that. And the best part of it was the online meetings, the Zoom meetings. I belong. I don't belong, but I do another cancer support group because I was looking around, like I said before, and I couldn't find anything, And then I did find one, and was going to start going to, and then the pandemic hit, virus, and that really screwed me up because. I mean, I couldn't go to the Y anymore. My doctor told me, you stay out of there and everything else. But anyway, but then I started keep looking for stuff, and through Cancer Care, they run it's a men's cancer support group, but it's just not specifically prostate cancer.
Okay.
So people with thyroid cancer, I got people with prostate cancer, people with colon cancer, whatever it is. But it's still a men's cancer support group. And that's every other Tuesday. So it's kind of like every meeting I go to is a Tuesday. It's crazy,
Okay.
but so through social media I found that, and then I've been on this metastatic prostate cancer and the zero cancer. I did the walk, the zero walk. I think it was in 2019, and so I mean I'm always on social media. I am, and I find things, and it was the best thing I did, man. It really was. And this group, the PC tribe, that Zoom meeting is such an education for me.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I know what's going on with me. I know my treatments, but to hear the other stuff from other men, it's amazing. It's amazing what everybody goes through, and they get through it, and they the saying, no one fights alone. And it's so true. It's just so true. It's the other night there was a couple of us that stayed after. It was just a good meeting because we talk about anything and everything. I need to say one thing about my cancer. I don't let it dictate my life.
Yeah.
I don't let it run my life. I don't like to be known as Mike the cancer patient. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
really, I talk about it openly. Everybody where I work, they all know about it. They all know I have it. I got to tell you a story because you're next. I went for scans in June. I think it was June or July of last year. I went for my full body scans, and everything came out good. I'm good. There's no signs of new cancer. You're doing good. I said, you know what? I'm going to go get a tattoo. I'm going to treat myself. I never had one. 63
Yeah.
years old.
Yeah.
I got 4 now. But
I heard that happens.
the first one that matters. The first one is the one that matters because that's the big one. I don't know if I can show it on here. I don't know if you can see it on here.
Yeah, you might as well if you can. Oh, look at that. So it's mirror image on here. So what is it? What does it say there, Michael?
On top, it says "Never give up." It has the blue ribbon. It says "Warrior," and on the bottom it says "F Cancer."
Right on.
Okay.
That's the important one. Yeah.
That's the one, and I see that every day. Okay. The other one I forgot. The second one is an anchor, which is my family, my wife and kids. And then I got on each forearm, I got faith on one and believe on the other one. And I want to go for more.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
But it's just like I said, I don't let it's hard sometimes. It really is. I try to explain to my wife and stuff. Like some days it's just really hard. I mean, you know how it is. I don't have to tell anybody. You know how it is to get up some days, and you got to remain. They tell you positive, remain positive. You gotta have the positive. It's hard sometimes. It really is. How can it be hard? How can you remain positive when you're hurting all the time? And not all the time. I shouldn't say all the time, but
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's what I was going to say with the Zoom meetings, and you touched on it. And even just being a member of the PC tribe, being men only, and we're all going through the same thing. Every one of us has an individual journey. It's just a little bit different. And you're having a bad day, tell us about it, And I know I get messages even just on the main page, but I have people who private message me. If you're having a bad day or something's going on, just sometimes just getting that little, hey, how you doing, or thinking of you is all you need. And that's what this page is doing for me. And I think it's doing it for men like yourself too. And what's really important is guys like you who have come forward to say, I want to tell my story, because let's face it, your story is individual, but there's going to be somebody who is going through something very similar, and maybe you can reach out and help them down the road.
Yeah, and you know what the thing is with the tribe, the PC tribe. It's like see when I was recovering from my addiction, I went to meetings and I talked to people who had the same problem. You know what I'm saying? I talked to another alcoholic, whatever. So this is the same principle. I
Yeah.
talked to other prostate cancer people, and one thing that I carry over from that is I learned how to live my life on one day at a time. Learned how to live my life on life's terms. I had a lot of things happen in my life, but I got to survive them, man. I mean, and I'm a survivor now. I feel that way. I think I have. I think the man upstairs might have other plans for me. He has to keep me around a while. That's the way I look at it.
For sure.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I still, like I said, I still working right now. I'm retiring in August 1st. I'm retiring.
Oh, right
on. But what I'm doing now is I've been taking some online courses. I want to become a certified alcohol and drug counselor when I retire. I need to do something with my time. I can't sit around. I can only play so much golf. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to do. I want to help people. Hopefully I can do something on the cancer end too. That's one thing I want to do. Hopefully, this Mohawk mission. I've had a couple of people ask me the last couple of days, what's that about? The doctor told me yesterday. I explained to him. He said, hey, you guys are good, man. These are good people and stuff, And I need to hear that, man. That's good because that means it's working. We're starting to get the message out there.
Exactly. We've got members from around the world now, and I got to be honest with you, I look forward to those Tuesday meetings as well. There's a good core group of us that are repeats, and then every week we seem to get a couple of new people coming in. And for anybody who's listening and hasn't joined yet, like please come and check us out, because we can talk about anything. And the new members are given an opportunity to tell their story, and it is, I think it's really healing. And what I've seen knowing you for just a few months is that you are that guy. You're going to be one hell of an alcohol and drug counselor. You already are, within the group. You pick people up. You're right there. You participate, and that is very, very much appreciated. Now, I want to go on a little bit of a different tangent here now.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I really do.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I mean that. So, hockey. You and I are both hockey fans. For me, being from Canada, I played hockey all my life, and one of the first things I noticed in the first Zoom meeting we were at together are those pictures behind you, and so tell me how somebody who lives in New Jersey is a New York Rangers fan.
Of course, when I became a Ranger fan, was the '60s. There was nobody around.
That's right. There were no Devils at that time.
Right. You didn't. What'd you have? You had the original 6. And then you had later after that, whenever Philly came in and St. Louis, whatever the teams came in. I mean, it was, hey, it was either a Ranger fan or nobody. You know what I'm saying? And we used to play street hockey when I was 12 years old, 11, 12, 13 years old. I started, but not on skates. We played street hockey run. That's the way we did around here.
Yeah.
I never played organized hockey. We used to rent. Around here, you rent a rink at night, whatever time you get it. It used to be 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever, just to get some ice time. And we used to do it like, every so often, get a bunch of guys together, rent it, and go play ice hockey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is only part of my stuff. This is just the hockey stuff. I'm a sports nut.
Sounds like it. I mean, you see the Yankees as well, right? So.
I'm a Yankee fan. I had partial season tickets for a while. I had partial season tickets for the Rangers for a while. I'm a big Giant fan. Where I'm sitting here is my man cave.
Yeah.
It's nice. I have NASCAR stuff. I go to NASCAR races. I go to I have stuff all over the place. I have everything, man. It's all over. This is my man cave. This is down in the basement of my house, and I'm a big sports fanatic. You know what I mean?
Well, I have to say, I look forward to officially meeting you in person one day, because I'm a massive hockey fan myself, and I grew up as a Montreal Canadiens fan. My father was a big Guy Lafleur fan back in the day from the '70s. But I have to say that you guys broke our hearts back in 1994, because our local team is the Vancouver Canucks, and you guys beat us in Game 7 at Madison Square Garden to take the Stanley Cup.
Yes, and you know something, and that was how many years ago?
It still breaks our hearts.
Just think, the last one before that was 1940. Okay, so
that's true.
I mean, come on, it got one in 70, whatever, 2 years, whatever, no, 80 years. Okay. Oh my God, man! It's time for another one or two or whatever,
You betcha. But let's one day, maybe you and I will go to a Yankees game together or a Rangers game together. Let's try to set that up one day.
Oh yeah, wait a minute. I can give you some of this stuff here. See, it's New York Rangers vodka, man. Not that I drink. I just bought it because it's New York Rangers stuff. But I'll pour you a glass, man.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Michael, we're getting close. We're getting close to the end here. So, is there anything else that you'd like to share before we sign off here?
As far, you know what I really like to say. I mean, as far as the PC tribe is concerned, them guys in that group are tremendous. They really are, man. It's like, and it's. I look forward to it every week, every other week, whatever it is. I do, because I get so much out of it. It's like an education for me. It really is. And it's not only that. It's just and I would like to meet somebody someday too. Some of us guys. I said that to my wife. She says, "How are you going to do that?" I said, "I don't know. Somewhere along the line, somebody's going to say, listen, we're going to have like a gathering or something and get together."
Yeah.
And because it's one thing to sit here and talk to you, and then talk to Tracy and them other guys, but it's different to meet somebody. You know,
for sure.
And I
mean, we're very fortunate. I mean, this page was created during the time of COVID, and we couldn't do anything but meet like this anyway. But I would love to meet people in person, but I do feel very fortunate that we are able to sit in a chat room with Zoom.
Yes.
Talk to somebody in South Africa, talk to somebody in New Jersey, someone like myself in Canada. And you know what we all have in common? The same damn thing. We're all battling this stupid
The
disease,
whole thing.
and we're all brothers
It's
doing that. And it's a damn good thing that we're doing this together.
yes, and I appreciate everybody in that group. I appreciate everybody sharing their stories. It's really amazing to hear the stuff that people go through and get through it, and it really is. It's I don't know. It's hard to describe it, man, but it really is. It's like you said, the camaraderie. It's amazing. It is.
I've
And we
just
get to know each
just
other.
going absolutely, and I'm just going through a couple of the comments on here. And Donald Bradley commented earlier to live your best life, and you're doing that. I mean, everybody that I know on here is trying to do that. Richard RJ, hey, he's our morning cheerleader for. I look forward to
Yes,
seeing his comments every morning.
I
Very
see his
interesting topic,
comment.
Michael.
The
Yeah,
Broad Street Bullies. I see his comment.
and just out, and then Fred Frupper was asking, what about your brothers? Have they had a PSA test?
That's a good question. My brothers are older now too. So, I mean, I have an older brother who's 74. He doesn't go to doctors.
Okay.
He doesn't go. So I doubt very much that he had a PSA test. But my younger brother, yes, he has, especially since I've gotten
Okay.
the prostate cancer. And I've talked to my son-in-law about it. He's 40, just turned 42. I said, listen, man, it's never too early, because you never know. I hear the story, you and Brian, and you just never know. Just
Absolutely.
so.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, like I'm like a walking advertisement now for cancer. I'm Cancer Slayer.
Me too.
I want people to ask me why I'm wearing this hat. I'm wearing this. What's your PSA? I want people to ask me what's your PSA, because as we said earlier, people know about breast cancer. They know about those other cancers, but let's get it out there for prostate cancer. And I know you're doing the same thing, and it's appreciated.
Yes,
Well,
the shirt, the sweatshirt, the shirt. I have other shirts. No One Fights Alone. I have another one. I have F Cancer shirts. I have all kinds of shirts. I mean, I'm the same way, and I don't care. I wear them. My friend tells me, "You wear." I got this tattoo and it says F Cancer. He's like, "Oh, look at this. You're walking around with vulgarity on your arm." I said, "Vulgarity, but it's a message, man. You know what I mean?"
and maybe it'll
So
save a life. So who cares?
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Michael. I'm glad we're able to make this work. Now, if we need to do this again, we know how to do it. We won't have to wait 2 weeks between.
Yeah,
And
except I can't see myself.
and
But
for
that's
anybody
okay.
who, yeah, no, we can see you. You look great. And for anybody who's, this is going to get saved to the PC Tribe page and also saved to YouTube, and we'll go on the YouTube Mohawk Mission channel. Tracy Morgan will upload that, and we'll go from there. All right, until next time, my friend, and I'll see you a week from this following Tuesday for another Zoom meeting.
Okay. All right. All right. For all you guys watching out there, thank you very much. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you. And Don, you too. And till next time.
Until next time, we'll see you later. Have a good
All
night.
right.